Good evening, students. So today we are going to discuss about theories of coordination complexes. So we have completed Werner's theory. So the next we have studied about EAN rule by Sidgwick. So the scientist Sidgwick proposed EAN rule. So the complex which follows the EAN rule will be stable. So and how to calculate EAN, effective atomic number, equal to Z minus oxidation number plus electrons given by the ligands. So this, by calculating this effective atomic number, so we can say the complex is whether it is following EAN rule or it's not. So if it follows EAN rule, that complex is stable, and if it is doesn't follow EAN rule, that complex is somewhat unstable. So that is the EAN rule. So we have seen these examples also. So let us see some more examples. So the applicability of EAN rule. EAN rule is mostly followed by metal carbonyls. So in case of metal carbonyls, the most used theory to explain the stability of metal carbonyls is the EAN rule. So metal carbonyls is, so for example, so nickel tetracarbonyl. So why nickel is forming only tetracarbonyl? So that is explained by this EAN rule. So nickel oxidation, so let us predict effective atomic number of nickel. So nickel oxidation state here is 0 because carbonyl is a neutral ligand. So that's why nickel has in 0 oxidation number. So there is no charge on the nickel. So Z equal effective atomic number equal to 28. Z equal 28. So 28 minus oxidation number 0 plus how many ligands are there? 4 ligands. And each ligand donates 2 electrons because it is monodentate neutral ligand. So 4 into 2. So total electron EN number is 36. So 36 means it follows the EAN rule. That's why this nickel tetracarbonyl is a stable complex. So he explained the stability of complex by using this EAN rule. And next, iron forms pentacarbonyl. So what is the reason? So let us see. So iron EAN. So let us calculate EAN of iron pentacarbonyl. So iron atomic number is 26 and minus oxidation number is 0 because it is neutral and a complex also doesn't have any charge. So that's why oxidation number is 0 and plus how many ligands are there? 5, and each donates 2 electrons. Total is 36. So that's why iron pentacarbonyl is a stable complex, and chromium forms hexacarbonyl. So this is also explained by EAN rule. So according to EAN rule, the atomic number of chromium is 24 and minus oxidation number is 0 plus 6 into 2 electrons. So 36. So it is also following EAN rule. That's why it is stable complex. And next, chromium C6H6 taken twice. So this is benzene. So benzene has this structure. So how many electrons will be donated by benzene? Total 6 pi electrons are there. So it donates 6 electrons. So how many benzenes are there? 2. 2 into 6 and atomic number 24 minus oxidation number is 0 because benzene is 0, neutral oxidation number 0. So here 36. So it is also follows the EAN rule. So this is one of the theory explained by Sidgwick. And next, valence bond theory. So it is very important theory, valence bond theory. So we have seen in in first year chemical bonding also about valence bond theory. Have you remembered? So in chemical bonding also we have seen postulates of valence bond theory. So covalent bond is formed by overlapping of orbitals. So the theory first predicted the orbital overlap concept. So because of orbital overlapping, the sigma bond and pi bonds are directional bonds. So covalent bond is directional bond. So because of orbital overlapping. So this theory is also applicable to coordination compounds. So here what are the postulates are given by this theory in case of coordination compounds? Let us see. So coordinate covalent bond. So in metal complexes, which bonds are formed? Coordinate covalent bond. So this coordinate covalent bond is formed due to overlapping between vacant orbitals of central atom. So it is formed by overlapping between vacant orbital of central atom and filled orbital of ligand. So here, as we have seen in the chemical bonding, that is also overlapping, but here one orbital will be empty orbital. So this is the empty orbital of metal, and one orbital will be filled orbital. So it contain electron pair. So this is the coordinate covalent bond. It is also formed by overlapping of orbital. So this vacant orbital and filled orbital of ligand. And next postulate, before overlapping, hybridization takes place between orbitals of central metal atom. So central metal atom orbitals, so which are participating in bonding, that are empty. So that empty orbitals, before overlapping, they will participate in hybridization. So hybridization we have seen, so it happens within the atom. So this is overlapping between two orbitals of two other atoms, and hybridization means intermixing within the atom. So intermixing of orbitals we have seen. So here also this empty orbital will participate in hybridization, and the number of vacant orbitals which are participating in hybridization is equal to coordination number of metal. So how many orbitals are needed to form the coordinate covalent bonds? That many orbitals are participate in the hybridization. So means coordination number is equal to number of vacant orbitals participated in hybridization. So the next, by coordination number and hybridization, the shape of complex may be predicted. So by coordination number and hybridization, we can predict the shape of complex by using this valence bond theory. So in this complex, after hybridization, if unpaired, so after forming the complex, if complex contain unpaired electrons, so that complex is paramagnetic in nature. If complex contain all paired electrons, means no unpaired electron, that is diamagnetic in nature. So then limitations. So this theory doesn't give the information which is needed to predict the exact hybridization of the complex. So it doesn't consider number of unpaired electrons and magnetic nature and magnetic moment. So this if this information is given, we can predict the exact hybridization of the complex. So but this theory doesn't give full information on this magnetic moment and magnetic nature. And also we need dipole moment. So dipole moment value also doesn't considered by using this theory. So next, ligand strength is also not considered. He doesn't consider the ligand strength and dipole moment and magnetic moment. So this information is needed to predict the exact structure of complex. So but this theory doesn't give that information. So let us see how this theory explained about the structure of complexes. So if in case of coordination number 2, so if coordination number of central metal is 2, so what is the structure? So the hybridization, what is the hybridization? The hybridization will be sp hybridization. So next, so if so like this, metal will be donated by electron pair of ligands and forming two coordinate covalent bond, and these are arranged in a linear structure because it is a sp hybridization. So it has a linear complex and the bond angle is 180 degrees. So by taking example, silver NH3 taken twice plus, so this complex coordination number is 2 because here only 2 ligands are there. So the coordination number is 2. And what is the electronic configuration of silver? So silver lies below the copper. So its electronic configuration is also similar to copper. So copper, very famous electronic configuration because it is violating Hund's rule. So that's why it is called exceptional electronic configuration. 4s1 3d 10. So silver lies below the copper. So it is also having 5s1 4d 10. So this is the outermost electronic configuration of silver. So first identify the metal and then write the electronic configuration of metal and then predict oxidation number. So what is oxidation number of silver here? So since ammonia is a neutral ligand, so the charge and complex will be equal to oxidation number. So if you doesn't able to predict the oxidation number, just use the formula. Suppose assume that X is the oxidation number and plus 2 into ammonia oxidation number is 0 equal to plus 1. So means X is equal to 1. So oxidation number of silver is plus 1. So in plus 1 state, the electron will be loosed from outer orbit. So outer orbit is 5th orbit. That's why 5s0 4d 10 is the electronic configuration of Ag+. So this is the 4d orbital and this is the 5s0 and 5p. So 5p also empty. So only empty orbitals are participating in the overlapping. So how many orbitals are participated? That is equal to coordination number. Coordination number is 2 here. So that's why 2 empty orbitals are participated in hybridization to give sp hybridization orbital. And this orbital after hybridization they will be overlapped with the ammonia orbitals and they will form the coordinate covalent bond. If coordination number is 3, so then what is the structure of complex? So it is trigonal planar and hybridization is sp2. So this is the structure. So if it is forming sp2 hybridization and then the arrangement of orbitals will be trigonal planar. So to reduce the repulsions, they will be arranged maximum distance from each other. So this is the geometry, trigonal planar, and bond angle is 120 degrees. Next example is mercury triiodide. So Hgi3 minus. This is the complex. So first step is identify the metal. Mercury is the metal and write down the electronic configuration. So mercury lies below the zinc and cadmium. So in the same way it contain outermost electronic configuration same as in zinc and cadmium. So zinc contain 4s2 3d10, this you know. So in the same way below cadmium will contain 5s2 4d10 and mercury will contain 6s2 5d10. So the electronic configuration in ground state is 6s2 5d10. So in after losing electrons, so mercury, what is the oxidation number of mercury here? X. So assume that X and how many ligands are? 3 and each ligand minus 1 because I minus and total charge on the complex is minus 1. So the X minus 3 equal to minus 1, X is equal to 3 minus 1, X is equal to 2. So the oxidation number of mercury is plus 2 oxidation state and electron will be lost from outer orbit. So 6s0 5d10. So from this 6s 2 electrons will be lost, 6s0 5d10. And this is the 5d orbital and this is 6s0 and this is 6p. So this is 5d 6s 6p. So coordination number is 3. So we need how many empty orbitals to hybridize? 3 empty orbitals. So that are provided from 6s and 6p. So these 3 are participated in hybridization and forming sp2 hybridized orbitals and then they will undergo overlapping with filled electron orbital of ligands. Next, if coordination number is 4, so if coordination number is 4, there is the possibility of two hybridizations. One is sp3 hybridization, other is dsp2 hybridization. So here the d orbital is dx square y square. So if sp3 is there, the geometry will be tetrahedral and shape also tetrahedral. So if dsp2 is there, the shape of the complex is square planar. So this is the tetrahedral and this is the square planar. So but by seeing complex, we cannot know which hybridization. Is it sp3 or is it dsp2? So we need extra information, that is magnetic moment. If we know this dipole moment or magnetic moment value, then only we can predict which hybridization exactly. If coordination number is 4 and magnetic moment, so here for example nickel Cl4 minus 2, this is the complex, and here the information is there, dipole moment, magnetic moment is 2.83. So magnetic moment 2.83 means number of unpaired electrons is equal to 2. So how to calculate magnetic moment? Mu equal to n into square root of n into n plus 2. This is the formula to calculate magnetic momentum. If n equal to 2, then the value is 2.83. So they have given the value magnetic moment 2.83. So means number of unpaired electrons are 2. So from this information we know that 2 unpaired electrons are there. Then we can easily predict the hybridization. So coordination number 4. So nickel contain 4 coordination number, means 4 empty orbitals are needed. So nickel, first we have to identify the metal nickel and electronic configuration, that is 4s0 3d8, because 4s2 3d8, but it is in +2 oxidation state, that's why 4s0 3d8. So 4s0 3d8. So this is the 3d8 orbital and this is 4s and this is the 4p. So here the electrons are filled according to Hund's rule. 3d8 means first we have to fill halfly and then followed by pairing. So because the information has given that magnetic moment is 2.83, so that's why 2 unpaired electrons are there. In such a way we have to fill the electrons. 2 unpaired electrons are there now. Then the orbitals participated in hybridization is sp3. So because we need empty orbitals only, that's why we can write the hybridization sp3 hybridization by using these orbitals. So means here we can predict hybridization easily. The hybridization will be sp3. So if magnetic moment is 2.83. So if magnetic moment is 0, then the hybridization will be dsp2. Let us see one more example. Nickel Cn4 minus 2 complex. So they have given the information that diamagnetic, it is diamagnetic, mu equal to 0. Means there is no unpaired electrons. Unpaired electrons are 0. So we can predict hybridization easily. Nickel is the central atom and in +2 oxidation state it will have 3d8 4s0. So this is the 3d8 4s and this is 4p. So they have given the clue that it is diamagnetic, means all electrons are paired. So we have pairing this electron and it is violating Hund's rule now. Then this empty orbital dsp2 will participate in hybridization to give dsp2 hybridization. So means the geometry will be square planar. And now mu equal to 0, hence hybridization will be dsp2. So by knowing this magnetic moment, we can predict the hybridization exactly. And the shape is square planar. So let us see this table. So coordination number 4 means the type of hybridization is, if the hybridization is sp3, the shape will be tetrahedral. If coordination number 4 and hybridization will be dsp2, then the shape of complex is square planar. And if hybridization is, coordination number is 5, the hybridization will be sp3 d and the geometry will be trigonal bipyramidal. If coordination number is 6, so there are two possibilities, sp3d2 and d2sp3. So sp3d2 is called outer orbital complex because d orbitals are outer orbitals, that's why it is called outer orbital complex, and the shape will be octahedral. And if d orbitals are inside orbitals, that is called inner orbital complex. So here the d orbital is inner orbital, means n minus 1. Here this is outer n, so but here n minus 1, octahedral. Let us see example. So if coordination number is 6, there are two possibilities. It may be sp3d2 or d2sp3. So they have given the one complex chromium NH3 taken 6 plus 3. Predict the hybridization and shape of the complex. So first we have to identify the metal. Metal is chromium and electronic configuration is 4s1 3d5. This you know. So after losing electrons, so oxidation number will be calculated. If chromium oxidation number is X and plus ammonia will have 0, so no need to write. So X equal to plus 3. So means oxidation number of this chromium is plus 3 oxidation number. So in plus 3 the electrons will be lost from 1 4s0 and 2 more electrons from 3d5. So 3d3. So this is the outermost electronic configuration. So this is 3d orbital and here 4s0 and 4p. So the hybridization is d2sp3 hybridization. So because two empty orbitals are there in this inner d orbital, so that's why it is d2sp3 hybridization, means it is octahedral shape and inner orbital complex. So we have predicted, that is the structure is octahedral and the nature of the complex is inner orbital complex. And here it is paramagnetic because 3 unpaired electrons are there, hence this complex is paramagnetic. So this information we can predict from VBT theory. So hence it is inner orbital complex and it is also paramagnetic in nature. So the next example is, they have given the complex and also nature of the complex. Cobalt NH3 taken 6 plus 3 and it is diamagnetic. So they have given the clue, diamagnetic. So means number of unpaired electrons will be 0. So let us see, the central is cobalt and it contains 4s2 3d7 and oxidation number is plus 3. Next 4s0 3d6 because 3 electrons will be lost, 2 from 4s and 1 from 3d. So 3d6. So this is the 3d orbital, this is 4s and this is 4p. So 3d6. So here the clue is, it is diamagnetic, means no unpaired electrons, all are paired. So that's why we have filled electrons in these 3 orbitals. So it's violating the Hund's rule. So 3 orbitals will be filled and here 2 orbitals are empty. So 3d6. So now they can participate in the hybridization d2sp3. So the hybridization will be d2sp3 hybridization. Hence, so we can predict the complex, that is octahedral and it is diamagnetic and it is inner orbital complex because this d orbital is n minus 1. So that's why it is called inner orbital complex.